Good morning, everybody. This is Moshe, the Electric Israeli. And this morning, I am not the driver. I am the photographer and the interviewer. And I have here a wonderful interviewee. That is my lovely wife, who is the primary driver of the Volt. So far we have 3,800, almost 3,900 miles on the Volt. And as the weather warms up, we can see significant increase in the rated EV miles. Right now you can see 50 miles, but we have been driving already for a while. You see 1 bar is low. So when we left that was 52. So Bits, how far is your drive to work? 20 miles?
It's about 20 miles each way. That's
20
correct.
miles. So it's about 40 miles. And as opposed to the Leaf that you used to drive as well, can you confidently say that they are true EV miles? In other words, it is what it says it is. That's what I found.
Yes, but not in the cold weather.
Not in the cold weather, correct. So in other words, in a Leaf to drive 20 miles, you really need 35 miles of rated miles. And here it seems to us that it's really a true reading of the actual miles. Is that more or less the sense?
You could say that.
You can say that because you come home, you have 40 miles, you come home, usually you have 10 left.
That's correct.
And we do have a steep hill coming up to their house, which takes more. So going from the house down to work, it's downhill and flat, but so it balances out. But you've been telling me that you get 10 miles easy coming to spare.
That's correct.
So that is correct. Now, there is an issue with this car, and that has to do with the climate. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
It's just the heat and air conditioning don't work as quickly as one would like, as when I found in other cars, that it takes a good while to warm up in the cold, and it takes a little while to cool down in the heat.
And the Leaf is the exact opposite.
The Leaf is the opposite.
It's the exact opposite. The Leaf heats up
Very
in about a minute, even if you did not preheat it. Even if you come cold, it could be 20 degrees. In 1 minute, you are boiling. So I talked about it, and I think, I mean, we're not engineers, but I think what the main cause for this is the Leaf has something called heat pump, and the Volt, and from what I'm hearing, the Bolt, and I hope not, because if the Bolt will have this, something called resistive heating, if the Bolt has it, I am not a customer. I will not even consider that, because it's really it's really obnoxious, right?
when it's freezing and you're trying to heat up the car and cold air's coming out, you know.
Right. It's a problem. It is absolutely a problem. They knew about it from the first generation, and they did not correct it at all. One more thing about the Bolt that I've been reading about. One more thing about the Bolt is that they are talking about an 80% fast charge in 1 hour, which is twice as much for every car. Even the Tesla, which has a huge battery, has a fast charge of 80% in 20 minutes. So my same point from my previous videos of making a pure electric long range driving, if you don't have fast charging infrastructure, and you do not have and you cannot fast charge in half hour, then it's a problem. But that's the Bolt. What is your favorite part of this car, my darling?
My favorite part of the Chevy Bolt, of course, is when I plug in my phone and I get all my apps right on the screen. It's great to make phone calls. I listen to my Spotify.
That's the Apple Play app.
The Apple Play app,
yes,
right? And the kids love it too, and we can all listen to our music. And I think that that the car should have that these days. Nobody listens to the radio anymore. You want to listen to the songs on your phone. So
right.
And just the hands-free works very well. I have voice command that I call people all the time, no problem.
Wonderful.
So I'm using that a lot, I find, and I really like it.
So the connectivity is fantastic. Fantastic, the connectivity. And your husband is also fantastic.
That's true too.
I totally got my wife into this. She's great sport with all my craziness and my solar paneling and EV driving, but she's a fan now. She was a doubter, but you are a fan, honey. Tell me something, my darling.
Yes, my love.
When you used to drive the humongous Explorer,
Yeah.
what don't you miss about the Explorer?
And I don't going to the gas station every 4 days
And
to
shelling
spend
how much?
$50 out every time.
When was the last time you went to the gas
I went to
station?
the gas station last weekend because I was driving the car around a lot and I had to fill up. And I said to the guy 20, and I was like, wait, it's not going to take 20, maybe 10, $9 to fill up the gas.
$9. God bless America. So you would say, I looked at the EV chart the other day at the map, and you would say it's about we're about like 90% on EV, 95%, and you have a hefty drive. It's 40 miles at least, and sometimes you have
stop, right?
and sometimes you have to go to your parents and whatever, and still you 99% make it in EV. So these 53 miles EV batteries really hit the sweet spot of drivers like us who need to go long range. I mean, we're planning a big trip in the summer, and we are not going to worry about it because we're gonna have plenty of range, obviously, because you have the gas which is also very efficient. So it takes like 45 miles per gallon. Now, you also drove our first EV generation, this the Ford Fusion, which was a very nice car, but it had no trunk space whatsoever. This one has a nice trunk space, and also the acceleration in this compared to the...
I mean, I don't notice things like that as much as you got, but so it wasn't.
This car responds.
I guess.
Well, let me tell you.
You could say that.
I did say that. This car responds really, really well, and the gas engine does not come as often as it used to come with the other car if you demanded more power, right? So it does perform on its own, especially in warm weather. Okay, my dear, thank you. You've been a lovely interviewee, and I hope I did ask you some good questions. So thank you, everybody. You want to say my line? Let's change the world one electric car at a time. And don't forget, go ahead, you can
Let's
say.
change the world one electric car at a time.
All right. Thank you. Have a great weekend, everybody. The Electric Israeli is checking out.